Hi everyone!
Hi!
Today we are going to show you how to make Osso Bucco Stew, and this is such a good one for winter.
Perfect winter warmer recipe. So what you're really slow cooking the meat, but we're not using a slow cooker today, so it's perfect. If you don't have a slow cooker, you can do it in the oven. You just need some sort of kind of casserole dish with a lid on it, because we're going to slow cook it in the oven in this dish. You could do it in a slow cooker as well. I would probably just reduce the liquid that you're adding in a bit, because in a slow cooker
keeps the liquid in more.
Whereas in the oven, this is going to evaporate off and reduce down to a yummy kind of sauce.
And if you don't have, so this pan we're using, we can use on the stovetop, and then it has a lid and we can put it straight in the oven. But if you don't have a casserole dish with a lid that will go on the stovetop and in the oven, just do the cooking of the meat part in your fry pan, and then transfer it into a casserole dish when you go to the oven.
Yeah, good tip, Dan. Okay, so what have we got here to make it? So we've got our osso bucco, so that's kind of just the cut of meat, and you can see it's got a bone and bone marrow, and it's really kind of sinewy, so it's something you really want to slow cook to get the best texture of the meat.
We had to get ours from the butcher. Coles and Woolworths, I've found it hard to find it, so you might need to go to your local butcher for it.
Yeah, but at the butcher it was easy.
Yeah. They had it on display.
And the bone marrow is going to kind of cook out into the sauce, and that's really good for you as well. So we also just have some onion and mushrooms that's going to go into the sauce. If you're not a mushroom fan, you could easily leave those out. We're going to cook off our lamb shanks in a bit of ghee. We've got some salt and pepper. I said lamb shanks, didn't I?
Did you?
Our osso bucco, not our lamb shanks. And then we've got some broth, and we're just using for the tomato kind of, because it's like a tomatoey stew, we're using this Keep It Cleaner tomato, garlic and basil sauce, which just makes it really easy. We buy this one from Low Carb Emporium because it's got like really clean ingredients, no sugar or anything added. But you can also get it from Coles.
Keep It Cleaner?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Just choose the lowest carb pasta sauce you can find at the supermarket if you don't want to be ordering from...
But this one, it's like, I don't know why, it's in the health food section at our Coles, not with the other pasta sauces, so you wouldn't even know it's there. So check your health food section.
And the only thing is, it doesn't have like...
This is what the ingredients are. Tomatoes, onion, garlic, basil, sea salt. Why can that not go with the other basil? Anyway, that's a separate issue. So let's get started. So firstly, what we're going to do is take our pieces of meat, and we want to season them liberally with some salt and pepper on both sides, and then we're going to fry them off on the stovetop to get the nice kind of flavour from the browned meat.
So it kind of caramelizes a little bit when you do that, right?
Yeah.
Because I've noticed in a lot of recipes that's what you do with the meat. You kind of brown it first before you put it into any kind of slow...
it's popular with kind of slow cooking recipes. So you can be quite generous with the salt and pepper, because we want it to have lots of flavour. We also kind of trimmed a little bit of the really sinewy part around the outside. You could probably ask the butcher to do that for you as well if you wanted. Okay, so this is all seasoned up, and now we're going to go over to the stove and brown them off. So we're just going to cook these on about 3 to 4 minutes each side to brown them, and then we're going to take them out and we're going to cook our onion and our mushrooms. Just going to turn them over now. You can see how they've got the nice golden brown bits. It's going to make our osso bucco taste delicious. So we'll cook them for a couple of minutes on this side, and then we'll take them out. So now I'm just going to pop a little bit more ghee in, and then we're going to cook our onions and our mushrooms. And we want to make sure we do it in the same pan, because all of these little brown bits are flavour. we want to get into our stew. So we're just going to cook the onion for a couple of minutes first, and then we'll add in the mushrooms. Okay, we'll add in the mushies and we'll cook them down for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to add in our broth. Also, we've got the oven preheating to 180 degrees while we get this ready to go in. Okay, so we've just had our mushrooms cooking for about 5 minutes. We're going to add in our stock or bone broth, and we're going to add in our pasta sauce, and then we're going to mix this together. And that's kind of the base of our sauce, and then we're going to add our meat back in. Okay, so our sauce is all ready. I'm just going to add the pieces back in, and make sure if there's any juices on your plate, you want to add those in as well. Make sure it's all covered up by the sauce. And now we're going to cover it and pop it into the oven for 2 hours covered. And then after 2 hours, we're going to take the lid off, give it a bit of a stir, and then pop it back in the oven with no lid, just to reduce the sauce a little bit. Okay, so our osso bucco has been in the oven for 2 hours now. So we're just going to give it a quick stir around, and then we're going to put it back in for a little while just for the sauce to reduce, but it smells amazing. Okay, smells so good in here, and you can see how kind of rich and thick that is. I think it's from slow cooking it in the oven versus
the slow cooker.
In a slow cooker, because you might, if you did it in a slow cooker, you might need to kind of take the meat out and reduce the sauce down a bit on the stove to get it so thick. So I do like doing it in the oven for that reason. So you can see the meat is just so tender. You can just pull it apart with some forks, and then you just want to take out the bone. There's a bone in each
piece. There was 4 pieces, so there's 4 bones.
Just make sure you take the bones out, shred up all the meat, and there you have it, a delicious dinner. What would you serve it with, Dan?
Cauliflower rice, zucchini noodles, maybe sauteed spinach, maybe some grilled asparagus or something. Just if you needed something.
I'd go with cauliflower mash.
If you needed something to serve with it, I mean, we would probably just eat it like this.
Yeah, or even just some steamed green vegetables, like some broccolini, spinach, asparagus, something like that. But I think with cauliflower mash it would be nice.
Cauliflower mash would definitely take it to the next kind of level, but if this was more, you just had some kind of leftover, like, because this is how many 4 serves for.
Yeah.
If you had it leftovers or something and you wanted it as a quick kind of weeknight meal, just any kind of veg that you like.
Yeah. Do you want to give it a taste?
It's rich and it's surprisingly kind of creamy and meaty. Like, it's just this kind of cut is a real meaty flavour. And that's probably why Erica doesn't like it as much as I do. I like stews and stuff like that. Are you gonna try some? It's really delicious.
Okay, I'll have a little bit. It's so tender.
And it's kind of creamy almost, isn't it? It's kind of hard to explain.
Probably from like the bone marrow and whatnot as well. But I do really like how the sauce reduces and the flavour intensifies by slow cooking it in the oven. So you don't need to have the slow cooker to make delicious meals. This was super easy, I think.
Well, easy for me. It's always pretty easy for me. Make sure you give this a go. If you're looking for a winter warmer, this is a real winner. If you like this recipe and this video, guys, give it a thumbs up so we know to do more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel And thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.